Season 2, Episode 19, The Walk Around Test. Now, this is a really cool tip that I have picked up over the years, and it just allows me to double check my mix, make sure I like all the audio painting, right? I talked to you guys about audio painting. I wrote a book on this. You guys can check it on Amazon or just visit my website underneath the books tab. It's called Audio Painting. And so the walk around test is essentially just giving one last listen from beginning to end. If anything stands out that you don't like, you get up, you fix it, and then you go back and sit somewhere and just relax for a bit and you listen to it, okay? I'm going to break it down further in this episode. So this is actually something that I talk about in my free book, my 5 Keys to a Successful Beat book. It is key number 5, Truthful Listening Environment, the Walk Around Test, okay? If you want to get the free book, again, it's called 5 Keys to a Successful Beat. You can go to itsgratuitous.com/5 keys, or just check the episode's description to visit the link. Now, before we get into the episode, a couple things I want to update you guys on is I released a new course. All right, I finally got back into releasing a course. This one is called Windows Shortcuts for Music Producers. So it is for Windows users, and it's going to show you a bunch of keyboard tricks, keyboard shortcuts as you're using Windows to speed you up. It's going to help you a lot. All right. Again, if you are a part of the membership, you get the course automatically. Or you can purchase the course individually. So head on over to itsgratuitous.com, visit the shop. Also, I'm working on another course. It is about recording your voice with no latency. All right. So latency is a really annoying thing in the audio industry. Computers aren't powerful enough to be able to record your voice with no latency. We can get quite low latency. But what I tell you in that course is I give you 3 different ways that you can record quite well with your voice. Okay, so be on the lookout for the recording your vocals with no latency course. That will be coming soon if everything went well. And Windows Shortcuts for Music Producers is now released, so you guys can purchase it by itself or just join the membership and you can check out all the courses. Just go to itsgratuitous.com, okay? All right, so I want to talk to you about the walk around test, and I'm pretty sure I talked to you about this in another episode. I just couldn't find it. But so the walk around test is when you think the beat is done, okay? So when we make a beat, it goes through different stages. We actually make the beat, whether you are starting with the drum loop first or with your melodies first. It's up to you. There's no right or wrong way. Sometimes if you make the drum loop first, you can kind of get a different beat. And then if you start with your melodies first, sometimes you make a bit of a different beat as well. All right, so it's up to you. And in my opinion, I would say mix it up. That way you don't get stuck and you keep having fun. So once the beat is kind of made, I usually work towards a chorus, all right? I usually try to get my drum loop made, my melodies made, and I try to think, is this beat complete as a chorus? Once it's complete as a chorus, it's easy to start breaking it apart, right? You have all your individual instruments, and now as you want to, create your verse, your pre-chorus, your bridge, right? Your verse 2. Now you have all the different instruments that you can add and remove. And so that's like the arrangement stage, okay? Once the arrangement stage is done, I then will listen to that beat again, and I'll just listen for when that chorus comes in, does it feel like a chorus? Do I need to add more instruments? And if I don't, then I go on to what's called the audio painting stage. Again, I've written a book on audio painting. You can visit my website, just click the books tab. You'll see audio painting. It's also available on Amazon. And so audio painting is all about listening from the listener's perspective, okay? Because when you've made the beat, like you have listened to this beat over and over and over, so you know it in and out. But when someone listens to the beat for the first time or the second or third time, it's like you're essentially taking them on a roller coaster ride, right? You are essentially controlling their emotions, and audio painting is adding in our transitions or removing instruments at certain parts to build tension and really add emotion throughout the track. So the beat's made, we've arranged our track, we've done some audio painting to prepare the listener. Now this is where the walk around test comes in, because now essentially the track is almost done. Like, you think the track is done. And so what I would usually do is I'd go all the way to the beginning of the song, I would hit play, and I would allow the song to play from beginning to end. If I feel that I have to change anything, let's say the piano's a little bit too loud, okay, I'll stop, I'll fix the piano, And usually I'll go right back to the beginning of the beat, hit play again. If that's a little bit too tedious for you, you can just kind of play where you left off and just let it keep going. But I will try to listen to the full beat. And if I can listen to it from beginning to end without noticing that the arrangement feels weird, or if something's too loud, or if something's out of place, if I can listen to it from beginning to end and think, yeah, I'm happy, then that satisfies the walk around test. And again, this is just something that I've done for years. Now, the reason I call it the walk around test is usually I would hit play and I would go and do other things such as maybe organizing some papers or just organizing things. Over time, I would go and just hit play, and I would go and pet my dog before he passed away. So I'd pet my dog. As soon as I would hear something in the track, I'd get up, I'd fix it, and I'd go back to my dog and pet him. And every single time I'd stand up, he'd always kind of get up and be like, hey, where are you going? And then I'd fix whatever it was. And, he's there thinking, hoping I don't take too long, hit play. And then again, I'll go back, pet my dog, and I would wait until, can I hear anything? Does anything stand out in a way that I don't like? And essentially that's the walk around test. Okay. So again, there's different stages of the production process. And once it passes the beat making stage, once it passes the arrangement stage, once it passes the audio painting stage, then that's where I do this walk around test. If I can listen to the track from beginning to end, and again, what I'm looking for is when it hits that chorus, does the chorus sound full? If the chorus sounds good, I'm also listening for, when you're listening to the arrangement, does it sound weird when it builds up to the chorus? Or does it sound weird when it switches from the chorus to the verse? Now, in the verse, does the verse sound boring? Do you have to add another instrument in? And in order to add another instrument in, we need to do some audio painting, such as a reverse cymbal or a snare roll, or even just a snare hit with tons of reverb, right? We need to transition to add our instruments, to add them in, or even remove instruments. Otherwise, our music sounds amateur. And that's what audio painting is, okay? So that's what I'm listening for as I'm listening to the track. Does it flow? Because again, I'm telling you guys that audio painting is all about preparing the listener. It's essentially that when they put your song on, they hit play, you are taking them on a roller coaster ride. When it goes up to that chorus, right? You've built them up for the chorus, and then when the chorus comes, it's like the drop. On a roller coaster, people put their hands up and you go down the ride nice and fast, right? It's the adrenaline rush. And that's essentially what the chorus is. It's that adrenaline rush. And so these are the things that I'm listening for during the walk around test. All right, try it out. I promise it's really going to help you just get a clearer look from your track from beginning to end. It's a tiring process. I'm not saying it's easy, but let's say I'm working on a beat tape, and this is usually what I would do before it's complete, right? I would listen to each track one after another, and if I'm happy with each track, generally, then it's good to go. All right? So that's it. That's this episode. That is the walk around test. If you would like to learn more about it, it's actually key number 5 in my book called 5 Keys to a Successful Beat. It's totally free, and you can download it by going to itsgratuitous.com/5 keys. Again, just check the episode's description to see the link. If you guys would like to learn FL Studio, you guys should visit the website, itsgratuitous.com. I just released a video about being a recognized FL Studio trainer. FL Studio just came out with a new logo. It's about being a recognized trainer. So not everyone can use this, and I'm super, super grateful and honored to be able to use that logo, the recognized trainer FL Studio logo. I will also link that video into this podcast episode, so you'll actually have to visit the website. So on my website, find this podcast episode, which is season 2, episode 19, and you guys will get a nice personal video from me talking about how I'm an FL Studio trainer and how I can help you guys learn to make beats, right? There's 27 courses in the platform now. I also have some books and tons of stuff like that. So if you ever have questions, you always feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always here on the background, always preparing for something, for some beat making education for you guys. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next one.